Let me start with a question. Which one is easier, starting a business or growing a business? I'd like to share with you today how African entrepreneurs build ventures without relying on grant from the West, while sharing narrative to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs. 5 years ago, I was having lunch with friends, and we were discussing different challenges of building a business in Rwanda and on the continent. I remember she told me that she started a catering business. Then she realized 6 months down the road, no one knew about her. It was not easy for her because the target market did not understand how she can customize catering to fit weddings, birthday events, and corporate seminars. This was a new idea, and it was too early for the markets to adopt it. To be honest, this is the story of many entrepreneurs doing amazing work on the continent, but no one knows about them. Most of their stories are not shared because they are not big tech companies, or they've not secured big investments or proven to be successful yet. From this, I took time to analyze how storytelling and sharing narratives about entrepreneurship were the missing piece, and this became my drive to amplify and elevate stories, not only for successful entrepreneurs, but those on this journey who are struggling. And this is how the School of Business Makers podcast came to life in 2019, focusing on African entrepreneurs, business leaders, and change makers. We also later launched the 60X Business Show, a TV show to empower and share business best practices to inspire the next generation of business leaders and entrepreneurs in Rwanda. But to be honest, there is still a long way to go, but we need to start somewhere. And my goal is to put each day effort to drive this mission, because the big and well-known media won't share our narrative the way we would want. It is up to us to share our narrative. Remember, each time when I wake up, one thing that pushes me to go to work and to do the work that I love doing is, how can I impact people around me? How can I impact my society? Each time when I see entrepreneurs doing amazing work, either in Rwanda, Uganda, Ghana, Nigeria, or Kinshasa, I wonder if their stories of hardworking men and women get to be seen or heard by the world. Each time when I talk to fellow entrepreneurs, one question that comes often is, how can we get the world to see or hear what we do? To be honest, this is the wish and desire of many African founders, including myself, and different leaders running their ventures on the continents. Let me start with reflective thinking. If you live on the continents, think, how would you survive without M-Pesa, mobile money? Is that really possible? You know yourself the answer. Think again, if power goes off at 11 p.m. and you're having dinner with your family and friends, what would you do without having the meter next to your door? This is really happening. This is a reality, and probably it's happening now. Think again how the world would survive COVID-19 without fast manufacturing of vaccine. Would you be really enjoying your summertime now? Think how it feels being in the pain and being sick and not having access to healthcare facility, or even counseling on the phone. On the continent, we have different challenges in our community, and really big kudos to young entrepreneurs running day and night to find solutions to our local problem, to ensure every kid has access to safe drinking water, even in remote villages. To be honest, a lot is happening in other parts of the continent, but we can still do more. There are more insight and best practices that we can share, and many stories to elevate other people, because if it is happening in Rwanda, this can also be done in Sierra Leone, Mali, or Mozambique, just to name the few. But how can we build practical ventures without relying on grant from the West? Let me share with you some of the 5 steps that can help us. Number 1, we need to be innovative and solve current challenges and envision the future. This is the time in human history when innovation is at the core center of our lives, and we are seeing innovation solving our daily challenges to make people's lives better. We are not seeing many inventions, to be honest. Although there are a few of them, on the other hand, we are seeing many innovations, either disruptive or incremental ones. I know there are many entrepreneurs with innovative solutions on the continent doing amazing, amazing work, and kudos to them. But once our innovations are not commercialized, are not put out there to solve the needs of our society, they are useless. It's time to bring more African innovation to life and share them. To be honest, once our innovations are not put out there to solve the need humanity is facing, they are not necessary. We are at the frontier where climate change, for example, is attacking our planets. And it is a call to action for business owners and entrepreneurs to think big and beyond these challenges to come up with innovative solutions. Number two, we need to increase collaboration among ourselves. It is time to see more synergies and collaboration with fellow entrepreneurs from other parts of the continent to share solutions and best practices to tackle climate change, for example. That is really at our doorstep, and we're living with it. And this to transform the world into an amazing place. We've been doing Meet the Professional events, and these are small events that my company usually organize to share best practices to foster collaboration. But to be honest, at the continental level, we can do more to scale this small summit with practical and implementable next steps. Innovation is the future, and we can't stop innovating because the world is evolving, so our problems and needs. As humans, we want more, and we are not satisfied. It's part of our quest. It's part of our Homo sapiens DNA. But we cannot achieve more if we don't share best practices, and we don't need to move in silos, but as a community to improve the livelihood of our people. Number three, let's take the lead and stop seeking outside validation. As Africans, it's time to stop. I say stop and wait to always be the last one driving this innovation. If you can pull good and amazing solutions with poor infrastructure and no support like we've been doing in the last decade, imagine, just a second, imagine what we can do if we work together. I do believe some countries are building infrastructure to enable entrepreneurs to thrive. We can see results in countries like Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, Kenya, Rwanda, and Mauritius. It's important to identify problems we face on the continent and build solutions for local problems, not a copy-paste from Silicon Valley, because this cannot work in Sierra Leone, for example. We don't need to go and pitch in Paris or Berlin to validate if our problem or solution is a good one. I'm referring to tech startups seeking valuation each time. It's time to change the mindset. When we take the lead, remember, we solve the needs of our customers and consumers. And once the needs are met, our customers will validate your product and the market will elevate you because you're solving their needs. Fellow entrepreneurs, it's time to remember that the best investor in your business are your paying customers. Focus on selling and ensure your customers are happy. There is no magic bullet, and that is the answer. Number four, we need to invest locally. How can we invest in our local startups? How can we recommend and introduce them to the market? How can we support them to scale? This is a question we need to think about each day. All the stakeholders are involved to build a healthy business environment for young entrepreneurs to succeed. We don't need money or investment each time and year from the West and rely on donation to run our ventures, but rather a mindset for local investors to invest in local startups to attract talent on the continent. This will enable us to build a solution to solve the world's biggest challenges we are facing as humanity. Number five, we need to share our stories. Amplifying and sharing stories that are happening in our local community will help us to position not only our success, but our failure to inspire the next generation of entrepreneurs and business people. There is no better timing than now, and there is no one who can share and change that narrative than ourselves. And it is not a one-time event, but rather a continuous process and a collective action. Thank you.